She's really sad. She's really heartbroken.
Miss McKelty's moving tomorrow. We're driving her and her kids cross country tomorrow. It's really hard. I thought you said you wanted to
Mom, you're doing an amazing job.
You know, you and I have never thought this. We thought the same.
But she's really sad because she's definitely going to miss out on a lot of the years that my kids are young.
It's like Aspen and Isabel don't have kids yet, and they're not going to have kids for a while, and I want my kids to have cousins. Plus, we'll be close to Maddie.
Hey besties, Kody Brown has a full-on breakdown because her daughter is about to move to North Carolina. Mykelti and Tony's move that happened more than a year ago is now going to show up on the show. And we're going to hear from Kody about why he didn't show up for Mykelti. Interestingly, I didn't see Miss Robin, who has literally been the woman that said for years that Mykelti was her daughter and that these babies were her babies, right? The babies were her babies. Do you remember that? Robin Brown, the babies were her babies. These are my babies too. She slept in the closet when Mykelti had the twins. She claims that these are her grandchildren. Well, apparently, Kody couldn't be bothered to show up to send a final goodbye to Mykelti and Tony. Like, it was their last chance to see them before they moved all the way across the country. We're talking about one side of the country to the other. This is not a short plane ride. This is not a short distance. They are forever going to be very far apart. And now Robin and Kody squandered that. And that choice left Christine devastated about them moving. And sadly, Mary also is going to speed date, and it's insufferable.
Listen, Tony wouldn't let me live polygamy, so I can't have sister wives to rely on for multiple kids, which means the closest thing I have is cousins for my kids, okay?
Yeah, no polygamy.
No, I don't think Tony Mykelti ever really considered plural marriage. I think we gave off the image that plural marriage was easy. I actually had a relative get after me once for making plural marriage look easy, and I went, no, we didn't.
While we're dealing with this fakeness that's happening over here, I just wanted to remind you guys that I have some piping hot tea. So, you know how in Christine's book, she said that Aspen said that she was done living Christine's life and that she wanted to live her own life now because Aspen had been basically forced to be like a second mom to the kids. Her entire life was really revolving around helping her mom with the kids because Kody was never around. And Aspen's had to put off a lot of things in her life because of what her mom needed and the help that her family needed. And that's not a bad thing. That's just like the kind of person that Aspen is, right? There's a lot of pressure on the oldest daughters in this culture. And there's a lot of expectations placed on them to be sort of like that mother helper. And for oldest daughters, they can get a level of burnout. And it can also really alter the dynamics between mothers and daughters. So oldest children and oldest daughters end up a lot of times getting parentified. And so they take on a role where they're not just a child, but they become a parent to the child. And they also become a parent to their siblings. And because Christine and Kody's relationship was such a mess, it created a lot of space for the girls, the oldest ones, to feel like they had to mediate in between the drama. Although not discussed in this clip at all about why she's moving, one of the reasons why Mykelti moved is because she was tired of being the go-between between Christine and Kody when it came to CRUELTY. She was tired of having to be the peacemaker, the one to manage their drama, to deal with the drop-offs and pickups. Because she had a decent relationship with Kody for a period of time, she kind of felt like that had been exploited. And so she needed to have some distance so that she could have her own life. She wanted to have her own life without her parents involved and freedom to do whatever she wanted. Well, not only does Mykelti move, but Aspen will never be on the show again. Yep. That's what Mykelti said on her Patreon this week. She said Aspen will never be on Sister Wives again, that perhaps the episode we just watched where she was at the property with Maddie and Janelle looking at the property, that it was before she got pregnant. It was before she has had her baby now. And Aspen does not want any part of her child's life on a reality show. She doesn't want her pregnancy on the reality show. She doesn't want her kids featured on the show. She doesn't want them talking about the kids on the show. She's done. Aspen has, according to McKelty, completely quit the show. And because McKelty has moved to a part of the country where she's not actually by anyone, she will very rarely be on the show again after this move. So she moved to North Carolina, but she's not super close. She is like 3 or 4 hours drive from where Maddie and Janelle are. So it's not as easy as her filming with Maddie and Janelle or doing things together, because since she's moved, McKelty works full time. Tony kind of works full time. He's doing stuff as a chess instructor and does like online stuff for their like digital content. He's not making a ton of money. It's really heavily, she's carrying the burden, a lot of that for her income. And Tony's chasing his dream of becoming a professional chess player. And so far they're doing okay financially, but it's just placed a lot of responsibility on McKelty because she's got 3 young children. Her husband works, but he's not making as much as he could. She's having to work full time. And so she doesn't even see Maddie and Janelle all that much because she doesn't have time. And if they wanted to even travel to see anyone, they can't because they really can't afford it. Kody and Robin have never gone out to see her. The last time she saw Kody and Robin was literally at the funeral for Garrison when she, I think, was at the National Guard one that happened in Nevada. That was the last time she saw them, and that was in March of 2024. She has really not talked to them since. So the last time she saw them was right after Garrison died, and Aspen has quit the show. That's the reality of where we're at.
But also, Tony needs to just pursue his chess career.
You're like wife of the century. Letting him have a chess career? Sorry, I shouldn't do that.
He makes money.
Me, it's the chess capital of the US. I'm someone who works in chess, makes content and teaches and coaches. Me moving out there is like so exciting because that's like the hub.
Have you told Dad?
Yeah, Dad knows I'm moving.
Okay.
Told him he should come up and see us before we leave, and it didn't happen.
This opportunity for Tony is actually a really good one because he's working at like the Chess Institute and he's able to increase his visibility and work towards being a professional chess player. He also can teach and coach new clients. He has just started the coaching process, so he now has kids and young adults that he's teaching how to play chess, and he really enjoys that. He does content for the Chess Institute as well. So it's just a way for him to pursue something that he's actually interested in versus like finance. And I will say that the move for McKelty has really changed her a lot. I've noticed on her Patreon that she's just a lot more practical about what matters in life. She's able to see her dad for who he is. She's able to see Robin for who she is. While she can understand and maybe empathize sometimes with some of their choices, or she'll defend them a little bit, she's a lot less sympathetic to Kody these days. In fact, she holds a lot of animosity and she's fully in the I hate Kody club. Like she says that on her Patreon. And I don't know when and if that'll change. For now, her biggest issue and one of Aspen's issues is the show, because the show causes so many problems with the family. So with what's happening on the show and with the way that Kody talks about things on the show, it directly impacts his kids. And Aspen doesn't want to be in the middle of their relationship anymore. And she doesn't want to have to be around, her life centering around what's happening in a blow up between her mom and her dad, right? Because the show itself, she's not getting paid. McKelty's not getting paid. They're literally just helping their mom for the sake of helping their mom, to help her out, to have some content to make. But if they do get paid, it's very minimal. Like sometimes she said like her mom might give her like an hourly wage to film something with her, but otherwise like she doesn't have a contract with TLC. None of the kids do. And they're just frankly tired of being pulled into the conflict between their parents. And I can't at all whatsoever blame them. You know, Mykelti and Tony have 3 kids. They have their own life. Aspen and Mitch now have a child. Aspen has worked full-time as a manager of Kendra Scott, a jewelry store in Utah for years. Her husband has worked in construction for years. They have careers where they don't want to be known for sister wives. They want to be known for who they are as people, and they certainly don't want to be known for the fact that their parents are involved in a show where their entire lives are blowing up and being made for profit. And one of the other issues is that Kody says stuff on the show that even if he doesn't directly say things about the kids, he makes comments that make it impossible for the kids to want to forgive him. So something he recently said on the show that bothered Mykelti was that he said that he would only do things for Mary and Janelle if they were kind. So he didn't want to help with Coyote Pass because they weren't being kind to him. And that's the kind of stuff that like gets under their skin because everything with him is conditional and it's always if you're kissing his ass. And they're just frankly tired of having to kiss his ass all the time. And he doesn't want to ever take responsibility for anything. And so he just, unless you're willing to listen to him yell at you or tell you that nothing happened and you don't have a right to have your feelings, they can't have productive conversations with him. So that's why most of the kids are leaving the show. And Christine said that most of her kids are done with the show and she doesn't know how the show is going to go on. And I certainly don't disagree. I don't really know either.
So I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Well, Tony and Mykelti's schedule kept advancing. We were trying to see them in St. George. They had plans that they couldn't change, and we had plans that we couldn't change. We just never were able to make the contact.
And Mykelti and Tony were just sad that they weren't able to see Kody and Robin and the kids before they moved. The whole thing's just been sad. The relationship with them is just not what Mykelti hoped it would be.
Kody and Mykelti never really had a great relationship. This was something I've never really understood was that Mykelti had a relationship with Robin. And her relationship with Robin was because Robin kind of took her under her wings and she became a babysitter for Mykelti. Mykelti was much on the fringe with her siblings because she did not follow the rules of the group, of the church. She was a girl that dated and partied and drank in high school. That caused a ton of conflict between her and her siblings, conflict between her and the parents. And she got in trouble a lot with Kody. So her dad and her did not have a very good relationship. So the only way that she really had a relationship with him was due to the fact that she had a relationship with Robin. And now Robin has basically thrown that relationship away. And so now she has no relationship with Kody or Robin. That's the status of that situation. But I think the bigger story here is not that Tony and Mykelti are moving to North Carolina. It's that much like we saw with the roll-offs, slowly all of the kids start leaving the show. Remember, it started with their daughter, and then it went down to Jeremy, and then finally, when Tori and Zach wanted to leave, it was done. And it's getting to a point now where Logan has already quit the show, doesn't want to be on it. He and Michelle are not on the show. Gwendolyn and Bia don't want to be on the show. Aspen is done with the show. Mykelti is done with the show. Hunter doesn't do the show ever. Garrison has now passed away. We haven't seen Savannah really much at all. And you really don't see Gabriel. We haven't seen Gabe this season, and we might not. I just don't know what you have a show about after this. And it's weird because Mykelti said they're still filming. They're filming for another season right now, currently. And I just don't know what they have to talk about. I mean, in this new episode, Mary's going to go speed dating. And she's like unimpressed and doesn't like that guys make jokes with her about being a polygamist and that she's a celebrity while the men are mic'd up to appear on a show with her. It's not like she just randomly went to this event. She had to get permission to film. She had to have all the guys that set with her get mic'd up and literally sign a waiver to appear on the show. And then so for Mary to fake outrage that she's so outraged that they would be asking about her celebrity or having a comment about her being a polygamist is just ridiculous. You didn't have to film it for the show. I mean, you opened yourself up to this. Of course, they're going to say you're a celebrity because they know they're filming for a show and they know your show is about polygamy. I don't know what you're expecting, Mary. It's just so weird. I don't know what they're going to do with the show moving forward, but that's the tea for today. Everyone's quitting. except for the adults. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, besties.